Welcome back to the Mass Music Morning Show. Once again, this is your host, DJ Famous Shamus. Now, we got a couple of interesting topics of discussion today. Like I said earlier, they're both about animals. But I guess, you know what, let's just dive on into the questions and let the people know what we're talking about. So, before I do this, sorry, let me introduce the two people that I have by my side right now. Excuse me. We have Shlomo Bowe, the CEO of Mass Music Radio.
What's cracking?
And we got the boy himself, JimmyFromTheQ, Steel and Naz aficionado. This man does it all.
Big sports guy, big animal guy. Love animals. Big fan of those zoo books from back in the day.
Those are good. Those are real fucking good.
Yeah,
Animorphs too, where they had the transitioning from human to animal. Loved it. So let's dive on into this first question. If animals could talk, which animal would you guys say would be the rudest one?
Oh, please. I know for a fact it would be a seagull.
A seagull?
Yeah, they're rude as it is. You see how they look with their stank face? I
mean, the fact that they eat out of trash barrels and bins, it doesn't really, help their cause. So I can see where you're coming from.
I can see them sitting on the side saying, "Hey, you gonna finish that? What are you doing with that? Like,
they would be scramming.
Have like a New Jersey accent.
If there was an animal that was gonna ask to bum a cigarette, I would 100% say a seagull would be the animal to bum a cig. So I see where I don't know if that means it's rude, but I see where you're coming from.
Definitely scrammy.
100% a scram animal.
Because birds to me are just rats with wings. I do like birds, and I would love to, if I was a bird, having the ability to fly in the sky would be amazing.
Yeah.
But you look at birds, dude, they're rats with wings.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean,
it's truth.
Seagulls are definitely rats.
What would you say, Versace, would be the rudest animal? Are you going with a rat with wings, or are you going with something else?
No, not rat wings, but you know who's, I could tell, is just a rude animal that thinks they're better than us?
Oh.
Horses. Horses, the way they trot and just and you can just tell that they think their shit don't stink. And let me tell you, I had a horse come to my 5th birthday party in Springfield. Yeah. My grandfather got me a horse for my 5th birthday right around the slums of Springfield, Indian Orchard. And let me tell you, every 3 or 4 trots, a big old shit would just be in the middle of the sidewalk. And it smelled so bad. And I had a great birthday party, though. But yeah, the amount of shit. I remember it, too.
It was outstanding.
It'd have one guy, kind of keeping track of the horse. So again, I'm a 5-year-old on a horse, so it doesn't go away. But also a guy behind it cleaning up all the giant-sized turds this horse would leave.
So you were just dipping down the side streets of Springfield on a horse?
Yeah.
Plopping fucking.
I wish there was a picture. You got to see if there's any pictures of that, because I'd love to see some.
I don't think I have any pictures, but it was definitely my peak of my existence.
Yeah.
Burned in his memory, at least.
That's amazing. The thing is, I don't mean to be rude, but like the animals. But both of you are wrong. I know what the rudest animal would be, and for sure it'd be a fucking hyena. They laugh already. They're literally. If I think of the word jackal, I'm thinking of a hyena. And you always know. We've all seen Lion King. We know how they act. They're laughing, and not even in a good way. Like, they're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you. You know what I mean? I feel like they just they're already constantly talking shit. But if I could hear them, I'd be like, wow, like, these guys are dickheads. Like, I'm thinking, like when you say you're like on the bus at around 2:30ish, and a group of high school kids comes in, and you're like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be on my best behavior now. That's how I feel like the group of hyenas are. They're that group of gnarling high school kids that are just so mean and they talk shit.
I think they're misunderstood. And
I don't think so.
And just like those mean high school kids, those mean high school kids are misunderstood.
You were one of the mean high school kids, is what I'm gathering out of this.
No, I could have been, but no, I was cool, I would say, but I was also really nice to the mean kids, and I think to say that the hyenas would be rude, and just because they laugh, I think why they laugh is because maybe they're nervous, maybe they've been
so it's
through
a
trauma.
nervous laugh.
Yeah, I think the hyenas are misunderstood. I think you judging them too much. Hyenas aren't too far off from the dog species, I feel like. And my thing is with the classic debate of cats versus dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, if somehow your dog grew to 8 times the size of you, if you had Clifford the big red dog, you'd be chilling. Your dog would still love you, would still listen to you, would still obey, and like all that stuff. If your cat grew the size of Clifford the Big Red Dog, the cat would play with you for a little bit, like and then just like bite your head off and you would kill you.
Yeah. No remorse.
There's no loyalty with cats. I think even cats would be a good nominee for the rudest animal because they really don't give a fuck.
He was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm surprised hyenas went there.
Cats, I feel like I always was outspoken against cats, but my brother has 2 cats, and I've connected with them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? I can see eye to eye with some cats. They just like to do their own thing, which is very similar to me. So I'm like, you know what? I respect that.
Speaking of Gianni's cats, how's Squashy? When he stepped on?
Oh my, soft. If Peter's listening, my brother did not step on his cat. That is a slanderous lie told by Shlomo Bowe.
I was on the phone with him, and all of a sudden you just hear, "Meow!" He's like, "Oh shit! I just accidentally stepped on its head."
And that's actually the perfect segue for the second half of our discussion.
Oh yeah,
that type sound. Because another thing we were thinking about is this crazy thought. I know, but if you could take and switch the sound from 2 animals, like a cat and a dog or whatever animal, you can switch their sound so that the other one gets the sound. I don't know if I'm doing a great job of explaining that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But which animals are you picking? Which 2 are you swapping their noises?
That's a good one.
I'm inclined to just do like something hilarious, like a big one. You know what I mean? Like put a huge sound, like a lion's roar into like a hummingbird.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying.
You know, but I don't know. You guys have
the gut one would be cats and dogs. That'd be kind of funny seeing a cat bark. But I'd have to go off the grid with this one and say I'd like to see like a turtle howl like a wolf. I think that'd be kind of nuts.
Especially with like the depth of the voice, you know what I mean? Really loud, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Hyena laughs is pretty, like the fact that the animal laughs is hilarious.
Yeah.
What other animal could laugh other than
dolphins? I would switch to the dolphin, like I'd switch that with. All right, so I'd put that on like a hornet.
Oh my god!
And I'd give the dolphin like the hornet's buzz, but just because I'd, you know what I
buzz.
mean?
I didn't even think of a buzz.
I wouldn't. I feel like I personally am kind of afraid of hornets and bees.
Yeah.
And if I heard it like doing a dolphin's noise, 1, I would know it was closer, you know what I mean, than just the buzz. 2, I'd be like, you know what, instead of being afraid, that's kind of fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On the flip side, you know what would be absolutely terrifying?
What?
If a snake could bark.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sent chills down my
like
entire
Rottweiler
body.
bark. Like a roo.
Imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my
like a
god.
cobra, you know how they kind of lash out at you? A roo. They hiss, bro, which is kind of scary, but like
I'd have to purchase a flamethrower.
Yeah.
If I ever heard a bark, I'd know there was a snake around.
That's scary as hell, man.
That's terrifying. Versace, what are you thinking about? You look like you're deep in thought over here.
This is a good question. I think I'm going to switch a cow with a coqui. Some birds. I think that'd be pretty funny. You bring up dolphins, and I wish I thought of that for the rude animal question, because dolphins are probably one of the more intelligent animals out there. I feel like
dolphins would be like a stoner dude.
You're thinking of a turtle.
No. Turtles would be like an old man. Like,
you know what? That turtle in Finding Nemo has given all turtles a bad name. Everyone thinks turtles smoke weed and they're lazy. No, like that turtle does not represent all the turtles. That's a sea turtle, first off. I'm thinking, when I think of turtles, I don't think of sea turtles. I think of those fucking...
I think of tortoises.
What's the difference? What's the difference? Tell me right now, what's the difference between a tortoise and a turtle?
All right, a turtle is a little tiny thing that, you see them in like lake areas, lagoons, right?
Bullshit.
A tortoise, right?
Tortoise.
They come from usually like the Galapagos Islands area, and they can live to like 150 years old, bro.
Oh, so if I know anything about old people, those tortoises are probably pretty rude.
Tortoises? Nah, they're wise. If anything, they're more intelligent, and they're actually probably nice.
You're actually wrong. Tortoises have more rounded and domed shells, where turtles have thinner, more water dynamic shells.
So it comes down to the shell.
Turtle shells are more streamlined to aid in swimming. So tortoises are some land creatures.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're right. I met a tortoise once.
Who?
He didn't have a name. He lived in Israel. They had him in this little container thing.
Really?
And they're like, yeah, like it was this like tiny, maybe 2-foot fence. And they're like, yeah, go in there and see him. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, hop in there.
Was this at like someone's crib or like?
No, it was at a farm. They had like a vegetable farm we were at, and I like fed them some lettuce and shit. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty lit.
Oh, speaking of animals in general, do you know what a homing pigeon is?
I'm assuming it's like a messenger pigeon.
Exactly, and they still exist.
Yeah.
I held one twice. And it's mad
Twice.
cool. Yeah, you get to
On the
take them
same
out of the
occasion
cage.
or different occasions?
2 occasions.
Wow.
You take them out of the cage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're squirming around. And they put them in your hands, right? You have to like, kind of cup them, like hold their wings together, and then at the same time, everybody's like, all right, release them. You throw it up in the air, and then they all like shoot straight up, and then they like link up, and they just all dip at the same time in the straight direction.
Wow.
So like when they're little baby pigeons, there's this like, I don't know if it's mucus or there's like this certain like thing that they like leave behind, a little pee or something, but like they have this certain chemical in their body they release as a little bird.
Yeah, like a
And
marker.
then throughout their whole life, they'll always return to wherever the hell they put that little
Wow.
shoes. Yeah. They used to use them back in the day for the war. Like they would like, in Europe, they just like, obviously in England and stuff, they'd have the baby pigeons, take them with them on the road. And then if they needed to get some messages back home, they just toss the pigeon in the air and they like send it back.
That's pretty lit, honestly.
Isn't that crazy?
I just thought of something. I have confirmation, personal story of the fact of the rudest animal there ever was.
What is it?
I go to the zoo. There's another Springfield story, actually.
Okay.
I go to the zoo in Springfield. I'm a young lad. I'm 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the bulls. They got a bull there. And you guys know bulls are pretty aggressive, especially
Wait a
if you
second, there's a bull at the zoo?
There's a bull at the zoo.
That's insane.
Yeah, big bull at the zoo.
That's kind of cool though.
It is cool, but that's
For
crazy.
$5, you can ride it.
And,
Oh
you-
shit.
and they're very aggressive animals, especially how they're portrayed in TV and stuff. You got like the red flag and like
Toro,
they're
Toro,
very
yeah,
they're very
yeah.
angry. So 10-year-old me, the feeding tube's a bit above my head. So like, I'm putting food in the feeding tube, whatever, like trying to like lift up, whatever. So like I actually go like tippy toes to view inside the feeding tube and like see the bull, and all I see is the bull, and he's about like 10 feet behind, and he looks pissed, and he sees me in the
Oh,
feeding
no.
tube.
He thinks you're lunch.
Oh.
He rams into the wall, into the feeding tube. The feeding tube smacks me in the eye. I go 10 feet backwards, and I have probably the worst shiner of all time. I'm crying, and I don't know why my dumb
God.
my grandparents are there for this too. I don't know why I don't know why we don't own the zoo now. We should fucking own the zoo. You know, all I got was a Cosmo Fairly Odd Parents ice cream. That's the only thing I got for getting punched in the face by a goddamn bull. We should own the zoo.
You should.
That's
You should
Springfield
own the
for ya.
Springfield Zoo. Yo, is the Springfield Zoo even like around anymore? They probably had a couple of cases of the same thing where that bull took someone out.
Yeah, there's no way that zoo is
is
very
nuts,
poorly
man.
run. And
That's
like
so
that
funny.
feeding tube was so shaky and like movie and like
The fact they're letting kids in the feeding tube is kind of nuts.
well, no, like the feeding tube is like extending out. Like, there's the wall, and then the feeding tube, like you just drop the food in there, and it goes all the way down. But like I kind of went on my tippy toes, like to view inside the tube, which
Yeah.
I could see the bull. I seen the bull,
Uh-oh.
and he looked freaking angry.
Oh damn.
He did that like thing where you like the bull's
with
like
the
kind
foot.
of like
I do that to Scooby sometimes.
and then
to
just
scare him.
rushed, smacked me, and went 10 feet back. It was terrible.
God, that
terrible.
is- that is
They're-
horrific.
Bulls are the rudest animals. You're
Yeah.
gonna do that to a child. Imagine what a bull would do to a grown man.
Shamus is giggling over there.
As I did a little bit of research and I'm looking, and this is from May 6th of this year. Watch as bull runs loose near West Springfield Highway.
He got out.
He was looking for me, fam. He was fucking looking for me. What?
Damn.
He's still on
Is he
the
still on the loose?
He's still no. They bopped him. But yeah, keep on the lookout for that bull. He does not seem to be a nice dude.
They
Yo.
bopped him.
They bopped him.
He's
They
probably
got-
on the 3rd shelf at Roxy's right now.
Oh my god. Well, hey, that was a wonderful topic. As always, gentlemen, I'm glad we got to share some beautiful insights in regard to the animal kingdom. Thank you to everyone who is out there listening to this latest installment of the Mass Music Morning Show. From your boy DJ Famous Shamus to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
And let us know who you think the rudest animal is, or what animal noises you'd like two animals to switch. Let us know. Mass Music Radio. Keep it locked.
Keep it locked.
Peace.
All right.
This is Antonio Acquelli.
This is the one and only JQ from the Hills Turn podcast.
This is Jimmy from the Q.
And you're listening to Mass Music Radio.
And you're listening to Mass Music Radio.
Mass Music Radio.